Continuamos con esta historia interesante. ¿Se escuchará o no se escuchará? Vamos a mirar. Tenemos aquí. Encuentra a Richard Nethercott. Acá investigación. Mortales. No sé, esta. Encontrar ese tipo. Agotamiento. Necesito 2 de agotamiento, migraña, y 3 de agotamiento, migraña y bronquitis. Tengo que arreglar aquí a esta gente, ¿eh? Y aquí teníamos una casa. A ver, esto es mercader. Aquí tenemos. Vamos a ver esa zona y ahora vamos. ¿Es por aquí, no? Sí. No, hija de puta barata. Dice, si me muerde una zorra, me muerde otra zorra. No, si esto es de zorra en zorra, tiro porque me correan. ¿En serio, maldita zorra de los demonios? ¿Una zorra? Hija de puta barata. Sí, nos curamos un poquito. Y como ya que se nos Penaldo. Al buen Penaldo. Pitillera. Da para fabricar cosas, ¿no? Y balas, un marinerito. Marinerito. Hay sangre que alguien hemos asesinado aquí. Más que asesinado, le hemos matado porque nos querían matar. Nos hemos defendido de un ataque maligno. ¿No han soltado más objetos? Hijos de la gran putilla, barata. Son útiles hasta morir. Solo me han soltado una pitillera y pocas cosas más. Cuarentena gripe. No se acerquen a esta zona por decreto de la Comisión de Salud. Influenza, pneumonía, gripe, frecuentemente agravada por la neumonía. Quédese en casa para evitar contagiarse de la gripe española. Estamos en la zona, o sea que si no está ahí dentro tiene que estar aquí a la vuelta. Aquí no podemos pasar. No hay criterio, no se puede pasar porque es impresionante. Espérate. Desconocido, ese va a ser, Tiene pinta de que ese es. Por aquí para ver algo, sí. Tornillos y botella de alcohol. Voy a encontrar a Ricardo. Estos barriles se rompen, impresionante también. O sea, a ver qué se cuenta Ricardo aquí. ¿Cuál es su historia? Tiene cementerio. Ese es bueno, ¿no? Sí, ese es el Ricardo, ¿no? Es el Ricardo. Vamos a robarle primero. De alcohol, caja auxiliar de pastillas. Carta de un editor. Carta de rechazo de un editor. Psychopath Publishing Ltd. Lavender Court, Carden St. de Londres. Estimado señor Nickelcourt, gracias por habernos enviado su poemario Canciones de una ciudad vencida. Pensamos que es tan interesante y profundo como la primera vez que nos lo envió. Le ruego que, dadas las terribles circunstancias a las que se hace frente el país, entienda que su título es completamente inapropiado para una publicación. Por consiguiente, ante su negativa a cambiar el título y exigir la publicación completa de su trabajo o rechazar la colaboración, lamento comunicarle que la Psychopath Publishing se ha decantado por la segunda opción. Un cordial saludo a G. Morris. Me han dicho que no, así que se joda, ¿no? Estos son los amigos los delincuentes, estos, ¿no? Esta la camella, esta es una camella, esta es la camella. Esta es pinta de camella, ¿no? Se llama camella, pero es camella. Hay tres. Ah, este es el anciano, este. Este es el anciano que guarda a la enfermera esta que no sé si está ayudando a la gente o la está empeorando. No lo jamás publicar con éxito la poesía. Abrimos por aquí, ¿mala? A ver, Ricardo. ¿Por qué no tiene la poesía?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet.
Poetizo.
Richard Nethercott, at your service.
A la enfermera ya la hemos encontrado. Subirla en Londres. ¿Qué está haciendo aquí?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour?
Inspirarse.
Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
No tiene miedo de la epidemia.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
¿Vale? Evite riesgos
If you
innecesarios.
say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Atrás, ¿qué opinas de la situación de
What
Londres?
are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Perspectiva peculiar, no veo más que una espantosa enfermedad. Pacífico silencio, ¿lo dice en serio?
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Su vida podría estar en peligro en este lugar.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
No tanto arriesgado estar por aquí.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Información, ¿eh? Tiene una enfermedad, ¿eh? Tiene una enfermedad. Está enfermo, está enfermo, está enfermo.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
Bien tirada, ¿eh? Bien tirada, ¿eh? No tenemos... Este está resfriado, lo que le pasa. Este está resfriado.
What are your thoughts?
Terrible. What are you talking? You remember peaceful? Most people.
Esto está todo visto, ¿no? Vale. Y pero lo de la información de su... nada. Datos personales. ¿Qué inspiración busca en
Tell me,
Whitechapel?
Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Es un poco... Eso parece un poco mórbido. ¿Podría ponerme un ejemplo? Ponme un ejemplo.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about. And that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much.
¿Qué conoces de
And that's
Camellia?
the beauty of
La
it.
Camellia.
She can't speak, you know.
Te quieres
She's a
chingar, no es lo
locked
único que
mystery
quieres saber.
who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Detalles de Camellia. Camellia es como la musa de Richard Nicholson, que la ve como un misterio por descubrir. Este quiere temar. Su musa dice. La quiere enchufar, bien enchufada. Desgraciado. Pero si la Camellia musa y su misterio por descubrir. Una pista sobre este personaje. ¿Se gusta descubrir la verdad sobre ella?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
La gracia es que, por ejemplo, vamos descubriendo cosas sobre los personajes y esas pistas, que la ventaja que nos da es que si le cautivamos y le chupamos la sangre nos damos mucha más experiencia. Yo que no quiero matar a nadie en ese aspecto, ¿eh? Entonces, bueno, lo hago un poco por conocer la historia de la
And
gente.
have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Yo creo contigo ya he acabado. No, espérate. Vive de sus escritos. La florista muda es parte de un complot.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
¿Qué era curiosidad?
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Estos
I
románticos
fear
y
you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
¿Pide sus escritos?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Para que encontrase la cabeza para ver un pista adinerado. dedicarse a algo más útil.
Perhaps it's time to think about something more useful to do. I'm not sure that poets are what London needs at this moment in time.
Men and women need food for certain, a roof and safety, but how narrow is the mind of one who believes art is not as essential? Goodbye for now, sir.
Oh, la última pista la hemos perdido. Marinero, hijo de puta. Tenía que haberle dicho otra frase. Vale, se joda. Pues ya está, hemos acabado
I'll
contigo.
leave you alone, sir.
Púdrete con tus poesías de mierda. Ya hemos cumplido el objetivo, ¿no era este que teníamos que encontrar, Ricardo? Ah, pues no, era... así. Pregunta a Richard. Sobre Darius Petrescu. Ah, tenemos que seguir hablando con este cabrón. Darius Petrescu.
Good evening, Mr.
And good evening.
De sus escritos... ¿Perdona?
May I ask you,
Extraordinary.
Sobre Darius Petrescu.
what can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Some of us come to this world already touched by grace.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake. I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on
Harry
in.
Potter.
I'm Harry, by the way.
Casi ha hecho Harry
Dreams are
Potter.
soaked with gloom.
Casa de los Peters. Voy a robar. Caja grande de pastillas.
Is there
Ponlo en
only
su cara,
pain
¿sabes?
and suffering in this world?
Madre mía. Tiene aquí, debe estar aquí, ¿a que sí? Sí, tiene que estar aquí. Una para crear medicamentos. Cazadores de vampiros profesionales. Si alguna vez sospecháis de alguien, que alguien sea un medios, no tendréis la más mínima posibilidad. En su lugar, intentad poneros en contacto conmigo o informad a un cazador de vampiros profesional. Estos hombres y mujeres no son demasiado comunes, pero saben lo que hay que hacer contra estas diabólicas criaturas. Parece incluso que algunos de ellos colaboran bajo el nombre de la Guardia de Trayvon. Estos leímos. Que mejor no meterse con ellos, Una organización paramilitar dedicada a la erradicación de los vampiros en Londres. Son vuestros amigos, no estáis solos. La solución está ahí. Sed inteligentes y difundid la palabra. Clarence Crossley. Para más información, contactad directamente conmigo. Tenemos 2. No va a ser, carta de rechazo de empleo. Estimado Sir Peterson, es mi deber informarle de la imposibilidad de aceptar su solicitud para un puesto de trabajo en el astillero. Le agradecemos, no obstante, el tiempo dedicado para explicarnos la dificultad de su situación con su hijo enfermo y la desgraciada pérdida de su adorable esposa. Pero también es mi deber informarle acerca de la política de nuestra compañía, que explícitamente rechaza el empleo a antiguos criminales o convictos. Sus desafortunados vínculos con los infames Wet Boat Boys han llegado hasta nuestros oídos. Vivimos tiempos difíciles, señor. En Finch and Harper siempre intentamos recompensar primero a los candidatos que superan la pequeña encuesta que planteamos a nuestros futuros empleados. Le compadezco profundamente y espero que Dios le acompañe a usted y a su familia. Saludos cordiales, R.D. Harper. Le han rechazado porque pertenecía a los sinvergüenzas. ¡Oh! Buscaba ser no criminal, pero claro, como lo rechazan de todos los lugares, pues ya no es criminal. No quiere seguir siendo criminal, por eso. No va a encontrar un trabajo digno dada su reputación de criminal. Claro, si que tiene cara de criminal, no lo estás viendo, este sinvergüenza, tío. En la casa de este tío, vamos a entrar a su casa y le estamos robando.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
¿Habrá forma de desbloquear eso? Le robamos dinero, qué bien. Se va a poner súper contento cuando vea que le faltan cosas. Se va arrepentido de poner llaves y cerraduras y candados a todas las cosas. Hijo ha dicho, deja pasar, pero coge el tío y se pone a dar vueltas por mi casa, Podríamos saquear la casa, ahora vamos a hablar con el hijo de puta ese.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered.
¿Puede robarle?
What could be worse?
El hijo de sinvergüenza es. ¿Cómo cautivar? Revisión médica. Agotamiento. Si necesitamos nosotros aquí vacunas de estas, medicamentos. Su vida en Londres. ¿Cómo te encuentras?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm
Y
fine.
estaba enfermo el hijo.
I'm just
Claro,
tired of
está
being
enfermo del
sick all the
agotamiento,
time.
¿no?
If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speak.
Harry posee una constitución delicada y enferma con frecuencia. Agotamiento, 30 bajas. ¿Cómo curarle?
What can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things.
Exacto, no
That's
parece
all I have
estúpido.
to say.
Has dado en el clavo. Has dado en el clavo. No te gusta vivir aquí, ¿no?
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Pues no, me parece una puta mierda. Desde un principio Harry no quiere vivir en Whitechapel. Vale, tienes un lugar al que llamar hogar. Tu intención solo puede ir a mejor. Tu padre hizo lo que pudo. Solo puede ir a mejor.
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
¿Por qué no os marcháis?
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Tienes más arrollidos, Preguntas personales. Sobre Barrett Lewis y tu padre.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
¿Has hablado con el señor Lewis?
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. Me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Eres responsable de tus actos.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Tu padre ha intentado conseguir un trabajo honrado.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
El chavalillo, Un padre sinvergüenza, está aquí donde no le gusta. Y ya está, ¿no? Ya hemos conseguido toda la información.
Do you know Nurse?
Yes?
Goodbye,
Hasta
young
luego, chaval.
man. Take care of yourself.
Pero el chaval este no está aquí, se tiene que estar aquí, ¿no? Está aquí en medio.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Uy, te echaron. Tenemos que mejorar el estado de salud de este distrito, Vamos a hacer aquí, ¿no? ¿No? Ah, coño, no, el que... Tenemos que rodear este... Por aquí. Va a ser aquí. Nuestra casa de este distrito. Debemos tener un sitio, un refugio en cada distrito. Tengo que crear muchas curaciones aquí para la gente. Hay que mejorar el estado de salud de este distrito. Vamos a ver si podemos robar algo de aquí. Pitillera y anillo. Impresionante. Anillo y pitillera otra vez en el inverso. Botella pequeña y pitillera. Joder, aquí las pitilleras me cago en la puta. Dinero. Chelines, 5. Bien. Botella pequeña y joder, otras pitilleras. Me cago en la puta con las pitilleras. Que hay muchos pitilleros, suelto, ¿Por dónde he entrado? Los pitilleres, se llamaría que la gente. Pitillera y anillo, oh, no me lo esperaba eso, Que giro inesperado de los acontecimientos. Botella pequeña y pitillera, por favor. Escondite desbloqueado. Petillera, vamos. O dame otra más. No, esencia en clavo y tártaro ferroso. Caja grande de pastillas. Bueno, que está poniendo las botas a coger materiales, Petillera. Reponemos todo. Reponemos todo. Esto salía a las calles. Y imagino que... ¿Dónde se encuentra? Aquí donde mejoramos y creamos cosas. Curaciones, a ver. Tratamiento. ¿Esto qué es? Sueros. No. Anemia, agotamiento. Me pide uno. No.
Chapa corazón, me paso a saludar solo. Que necesito dormir. Espero que estés bien, que todo vaya bien, muchos besos y muchos achuchones pa' ti, hermoso. Mañana lo veo resubido como siempre.
Esa es la máxima prioridad.
Muchos besos, guapo, corazón rojo, corazón rojo.
La máxima prioridad, Vianesca, que es cuidarse y preocuparse por ti misma, o sea que es lo principal. Puerta cerrada, ¿se rompe? No se rompe. Bueno, nos lleva al exterior, hemos explorado toda esta zona de aquí.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
closed.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What?
Do you know...
Yes?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Do you know Nurse?
Yes?
Goodbye, young man. Take care of you.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
You again? What you...
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Hey.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Do you know...
I don't...
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Fancy buying something?
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior...
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Right then.
You again?
Have you heard, or could you... Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched. Fancy buying?
You never... Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
You're late. Where's my money?
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Claustrofobia. parecen ya curados. Este y este. Este también está agotado. El Clayton este. Mejora un poco. No mejora el porcentaje, 78%, sí, he estado bien. Voy a subir un poco más para que esté estable. Pues es un misterio de cautivar, lo buscas por internet y no hay ni información. Buscas de información y no la encuentras. O sea, unos ridículos. Le haré mañana con más tranquilidad, pero no me parece como que tienes una mecánica ahí que no puedes explotar porque no hay, no te explican cómo se sube. Esto, dame rata. Quiero comer rata, quiero comer rata. No, es maravilloso comer ratas. Es lo más delicioso que puedas hacer en tu vida. Salvar de cadáveres, eso también, ¿eh? Tú haces cosas muy interesantes. Vamos a ver, desgraciado. Digo que dejarte una visita de las que te gustan.
Just 1 minute, please.
Vamos a ver.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man?
Ahí va directo al grano.
Right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Hemos entrado en la casa de Darius Petrescu. Robar en casa del Petrescu. 5 monedas. Me acabo de hacer millonario. Una carta amorosa, ¿no? Una carta amorosa. Le estamos robando las pastillas al anciano. Más dinero, me he dejado pobre. Ginebra barata, el tío, iba a la ginebra, la barata, pero iba a la ginebra, le daba al alcoholuso, Le daba, ¿no? Le daba porque le quedamos a robar, no le puede dar. La ancestral figura de los... No tengo. La ancestral figura de los bricolacas. De entre mis muchos viajes, creo que el que más me sorprendió fue el recorrido por las islas mediterráneas, en especial la isla de Santorini, en busca de pistas de presencia de vampiros en estas tierras bañadas por el sol. El propio Heródoto hace referencias a la isla en su 4º libro, y estoy personalmente convencido de que aún son muchos los misterios por resolver en esta parte del mundo. Quién sabe que incluso hoy en día la isla de Santorini sigue siendo considerada por algunos el lugar más infestado de vampiros del mundo, mucho más que Cárpatos, y que sus habitantes son considerados como especialistas en la caza de vampiros, o de bricolacas, como ellos los llaman. De acuerdo con los mitos locales, un bricolaca es una persona fallecida que no se descompone y que puede presentar una tez natural siempre que se alimente de sangre fresca. No puedo entrar en ninguna casa sin llamar y obtener respuesta. El ajo los ahuyenta. No se desintegran bajo el sol, pero su piel se oscurece. Puede transformarse en lobo y en otros animales. Lo que más me llamó la atención es en que el mismo nombre existe, con pequeñas variaciones, desde el mar Mediterráneo hasta la de los Balcanes. Los griegos los llaman bricolacas. Los búlgaros y los macedonios los conocen como bracolac o bracolac, mientras que los serbios los llaman bukoldrak. Así es, bukoldrak. Es muy parecido al bulkot que ya conocemos, hermanos míos. Tan solo con escribir estas palabras me entran escalofríos. Personalmente estoy convencido de que ahí nos enfrentamos con alguna especie de protovampiro. Puede que se trate de algún tipo de eslabón entre los vampiros modernos y las criaturas de los que pertenecieron. Si Dios me concede un tiempo suficiente, espero poder regresar algún día a la isla de Santorini para encontrar algún indicio de esa figura ancestral y olvidada. Bebiendo de la fuente del saber de Use, Talre, primado de San Paulo.
It's locked.
Oye, ya ves, necesito una habilidad que tampoco la he visto para abrir cerraduras. Estaba con el anciano,
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Es romano si quiere vampiro seguramente, ¿eh? Tiene papeletas. Su verdadero nombre y apellido de la primera
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
No está preocupada por su seguridad. ¿Quién es en realidad?
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Qué gracioso porque Camellia, en realidad la hemos llamado Camella, es una especie de camella, en realidad, pasando los vales estos para curaciones, para tratamientos médicos, una especie de camella de la curación.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Progestin?
Oh.
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Tiene bronquitis. Tenemos... puede ser que tengamos.
Do you need some help?
I am very tired, but that is...
Well, I think you do.
Sí, vamos a curarle.
Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Le curamos.
Tell me everything you know about...
I do not...
Tell me everything.
I do not...
Who is you?
¿Por qué no publicar Richard Nethercott?
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Notas personales. ¿Tiene algún familiar?
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. But I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. It's locked, all right.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war...
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
You're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
The risks you've taken for your friends in Whitechapel are criminal. and you can pay dearly for them.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then.
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal. It's locked.
This one stinks already.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Oh, Christ! Why did he fight? It's a killer!
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
This is no place for you.
I cannot enter.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again. Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
I have this thirst for blood.
Kill him, boy!
Hey.
Crush the leech, boys! Doesn't like burning, does it?
Coño, ¿pero qué haces? ¿A quién estás apuntando? Hostias, ¿y esto que nos hemos metido de repente? ¿Doble jefe con esbirritos? No me da para eso. No podemos comprar eso, no. Esto es natural, será un objetivo y quiero daño a aterrizar, no sé esto no es. No quiero eso. No me termina de convencer. Siguen abajo, ¡ja! ¡Ey! Redadas policiales inútiles en Whitechapel. Últimamente los rumores hacen que Whitechapel se convierten en auténticos hechos. Durante los pasados 3 meses la policía ha sospechado que el barrio daba sede a lo que podría considerarse el núcleo del mercado negro médico en Londres. Pero por supuesto esas sospechas seguirán siéndolo y ningún cuerpo policial será enviado a Whitechapel para poner fin al tráfico ilegal, al tráfico arrestando a ningún jefazo. Esta farsa es el resultado de un intento desesperado para ocultar la descarada incompetencia de la Comisión de Salud del Consejo del Condado de Londres. que le regala al populacho una victoria de segunda mientras la epidemia se extiende con rapidez. Lo peor de todo es que cuando uno se toma el tiempo en analizar los gráficos y las estadísticas más recientes, descubre que el distrito de Whitechapel resiste mucho mejor la enfermedad que la mayoría de la ciudad. ¿Se trata de un milagro o que llevan a cabo actividades médicas clandestinas ilegales pero eficientes? ¿A esta otra prueba de la incompetencia de las autoridades en cuanto a asuntos criminales? Lo único que sé es que si los londinenses tenemos más posibilidades de sobrevivir a la epidemia viviendo en un barrio alejado de la mano de Dios, no tengo ningún problema en mudarme a un antro barato infestado de pulgas y pagar por un casero de dudosa reputación. Está estable ya, 82%. Queda por descubrir a estos 3 personajes. Pero un pase de grave a estable. Mejorado. Evento importante. La presa ha informado de tu elección respecto al pilar de la comunidad. Tus acciones han tenido un impacto en la economía del distrito. Los precios de las asistencias del mercado de este distrito pueden haber cambiado. Ahí está la noticia que hemos... Mejor que hagas a estos hijoputas. Ah, que me siguen apareciendo más puteras. Joder, en serio. Y me quedo sin curación, se pierde todo, pero te tienes que enfrentar desde cero al jefe. O sea, todo lo malo se mantiene y lo bueno se pierde. Que no...
can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Enemigos y esas cosas. No sé si está, pero me voy a dejar esas monedas por algún motivo, ¿no? Sí. Vamos a informar hallazgos, o no hallazgos. Que deberíamos también de informar, de investigar, más cosillas. Aunque espérate, lo que hemos descubierto antes, que me ha molado, lo de rastrear. Roba las informes que conducen al hospital Compra. No perdimos la misión de la tipa esta, bien. Por fin, tío, claro que sí. Nuestro amigo Penaldo. Nuestro Dios Cristiano Penaldo. Nuestro gran Dios Cristiano Penaldo. Sin Cristiano Penaldo no somos nadie. ¡Chupo la sangre, cabrones! ¡Cabrón, hijo de puta! ¡Putos vampiros de mierda! Soy de los vuestros, pero os mato. El bate es la hostia, tío. El bate es la puta hostia, ¿eh? ¿Qué dices, tronca? Por la sangre. Dame tu sangre, baby. Dame tu sangre, baby. Dame tu sangre, cabrón. Dame tu sangre. Me chupa la sangre. Hijo de puta. Te voy a matar. Te mato. No me mates tú, cabrón. ¿Cómo me cambia la cosa con la puta? Con el puñetero bate. El bate le consume toda la energía, claro. Así podemos ir curándonos. Claro, es que así cambia mucho la cosa. Podemos ir curándonos, podemos utilizar nuestras habilidades. Claro que sí, joder. Este tipo de bichos, el bate les viene muy bien para pegarse, ¿eh? Para ellos no muy bien, pero para mí de puta madre. Un nuevo coleccionable, la cacería, la gran cacería. ¡Hurra por los compañeros! ¡Hurra por los compañeros! ¡Hurra por su valentía! Pues prevalecimos. La guardia prevaleció, hermanos míos. Los hallamos en sus nidos, en sus guaridas y perecieron. Llevamos las llamas de la batalla a los más negros abismos. Jamás se había librado una guerra con gran escala entre mortales. Sí, hermanos míos, nuestro gran método funciona e Inglaterra es mucho más segura esta noche gracias a vosotros. Gracias a aquellos de nosotros mordidos, asesinados por el enemigo o a nuestra mano temblorosa cuando se volvieron contra nosotros. No os estremezcáis, hermanos míos, no dudéis. Esta noche lloro por los compañeros caídos. Lloro pues no soy más que un anciano que ha visto cumplido por fin su objetivo en mis últimos años en este mundo. La guardia de Prydwen solo tiene medio siglo. Ya hemos conseguido mucho más que los traidores de San Paul en medio milenio. Esto ha sido nuestra primera gran cacería. Dejad que las sanguijuelas que sobrevivieron a nuestra ira no olviden que no nos detendremos jamás. De el adversario de Kendall Stone, fundador de la guardia de Pride. Llevo aquí la nota de Vampyr. Informe de Pembroke. 2/9 de centinela, bla bla bla. Señor, llevamos 2 semanas vigilando el hospital de Pembroke y podemos confirmar la actividad vampírica. Ahora tenemos pruebas de la presencia de una chupasangre hembra dentro del hospital. Como si vampira de verdad, me voy a reír, ¿eh? La bestia es astuta. Finge ser una paciente mental para ocultar su naturaleza impía. Me he colado en el hospital y he escuchado a la criatura quejarse de que necesitaba sangre, pues su cuerpo se estaba pudriendo. Pero lo que es aún peor, el director del hospital de Pembroke es el doctor Swansea, según la responsable de nuestro equipo, Amanda Tilton, que cayó ayer luchando contra un Skull cerca del canal. Es posible que el médico sea miembro de la hermandad de Saint Paul, pero si eso es cierto, puede que en Pembroke oculte otros secretos. ¿Tendrá un nido de vampiros? Quizá estos traidores de la estola los estén protegiendo. No sabemos qué hacer, pues será mejor que venga cuanto antes con refuerzos y la artillería pesada. La misión sigue ya. Está cumplida. Ah, esta cara de tipo inusada. Esto es una ermita nueva. Tranquiliza a Thelma Holcroft sobre el tema de las espías. Vaya con nuestra amiga la vampirina. ¿Vampirina? Nuestra amiga vampirina, tío. Nuestra amiga vampirina. Oh la la. Oh my godness. Seguimos robando. Hombre, me gusta este juego, se lo listeo, ¿eh? Hay que conseguir cosas, objetitos. Lo único que no le va a gustar si os juega al misterio es el tema del crafting de medicamentos y esas cosas. Pero bueno, es simplemente para curar a la gente, este es el bien. No es un crafting por crafting, ¿no? Craftear por el bien de la humanidad. Tenemos que ir al hospital, así que vámonos a la marca ya directamente, sí. Hemos descubierto que no se pierden las misiones. No hemos perdido, o sea que sabemos cómo marcarlas, cómo desmarcarlas, todo ese rollo. Oh, está chévere. Dinero. Go to the hospital. El hospital. Go to the hospital. O sea, no, seguro que no nos echaban de menos en el hospital. ¿Perdona? Está pidiendo, claro, tiene que estar aquí la tipa esta. De hecho, tiene que estar ya por esta zona, ¿no?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Hey, ¿qué opina de la investigación de Skimhard?
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs
Anta como nos obligamos a hablar,
I
a contar cosas.
stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Tiene agotamiento. ¡Ey! Podemos curarle.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Hemos curado. Así.
Since your tenure
Let's just...
carelessness,
We're here
I don't...
Puedo hacer la operación, no. A ver. No prueba los métodos de la medicina moderna. Vale.
If you have a problem with...
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice.
Oye, pues como si mandase los trabajadores, los propios trabajadores, hombre. Vaya cosas
I
tiene.
know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course you come...
La hostilidad está de más. Los celos no le dan ningún bien. A mí no me hable de ese tono.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague.
Hacían todos fumados, bebidos, drogados, porque se mueven así como raro.
Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
Vale, pues ya está. Sin vergüenza.
Thank you for your time.
Vamos a ver, si encontramos a la falsa vampirita. Antes tenía que estar por esta zona, Tú eres amiga de la vampirina, no me puedo hablar.
Good evening, Mr. Evening.
Tengo un marido, verdadero motivo de la herida.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
¿Qué ocurrió?
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen.
Una fula.
Dead drunk I was.
Una prostituta.
The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
¿Y por el motivo de la mentira? ¿La vergüenza de estar con una prostituta?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have
Me faltó
happened
como
to
cualquier
anybody.
todos se van de prostitutas, de putas, por ahí. La dieta no lo es todo. Puede esconderse para siempre. No puede... Cirugía podría dar.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Oh, hemos fallado la última pista. Joder, mucho. ¿Hasta qué punto perdemos?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. I feel better already. Can I go soon?
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Liars and thieves, every last one of them.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood.
Probar mi sangre algún día.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Hemos salvado la vida de esta señorita, ¿eh? Vampirina, objetivo de vampirina cumplido. Investigación superada. Misiones secundarias. Vamos a ver esto, ¿qué es? Interroga a Corcoran Tippett sobre negligencia médica. Esta la tapa, este es el sinvergüenza que operó a uno, lo mató. Y esta la como es... le quiere ocultarlo, así que vamos a joderla a este, a ver si le podemos meter un puro bien metido a este hijo de puta. Abajo. ¿Dónde está abajo?
Giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke
¿Dónde está el Corcoran ese? ¿Dónde está esta mierda? Vamos a quitar la marca esta de aquí, ya está. Vamos a quitar la marca de aquí porque si no, no hay manera, ¿eh? Sin vergüenza, sí sé lo que estáis hablando aquí, cabrones. ¡Oh! Te hemos pillado en...
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Confiaba en usted. No deja de ser una asesina. La compasión oculta sus deseos.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo.
Bravo.
Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Al fin y al cabo somos vampiros. ¿La acusación era cierta?
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter. His cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmail.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you. But you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
sobre mi señor. La deja matar.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad?
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. Clear, they are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have
carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. Good evening. Wise...
The patients are not fools.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
It's locked. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
I need to...
Please do so.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Priwen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention. But they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous, not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
La enfermera Crane no volverá.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
Perhaps too capable. Nurse Crane also ran an illicit dispensary in Whitechapel. I had to ask for her resignation.
I see. Well, we'll just have to manage without her assistance.
We'll talk later. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins.
But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
How can you be affected by the misery around you, and be so heartless at the same time? Which is the real you, Nurse Hawkins?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient, or when you grant him useless medication? Why not?
How can you...
I could ask...
Do you need medical help?
I'm afraid I've contracted some...
Not under my watch, no.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Goodbye for now.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily...
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Ham.
Liars and thieves, every last one of them!
The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And
what do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
it's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Goodbye.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Is there anything else that...
Really? Why has no one else asked me?
Unfortunately, you are not the only...
Well, perhaps...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope...
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot.
Ya lo sabíamos ya.
Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead.
You can't impersonate.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives.
A pawnbroker?
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored, worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think...
Please show me.
Of course.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
How painful.
So painful I'd rather not talk.
Tell me about it.
I don't want...
I have to...
Doctor.
I cannot enter.
You ended up on a plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this. I will arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might...
I'm quite busy.
Tell me, Waverley.
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for...
Are you thinking about...
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rival...
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion...
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of...
It seems you have bad...
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter...
We can at least agree on something. Thank you for your time.
As for me, still more coming. What a blundering idiot.
How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Circumstances, I'm willing.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
The pain. Here again.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Milton.
Jonathan?
Words.
I'm here for you, Jonathan. If you ever need...
I'll see you later.
Overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed,
exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks. Maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tibbets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
When I get back, I'll have a
Look at it! It's a leech! Kill it! Shit, that leech! Christ, he's dead!
Hostia, el doctor Strickland. Pedido por el doctor Toreo Strickland, hospital de Templo. Lista de sustancias e ingredientes. La crema, papaveris, opio, hipoclorito de sodio, permanganato de potasio.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Se murió su informante, su informante, no su buscador que mandó a por los ingredientes. No coño. El marcador. Coño. ¿En serio?
Away! One of them!
Hola, hola. Tú ya tienes energía, cabrón. Es irnos a Chapel, ¿no? Sí. Perfecto, vamos a la derecha.
Really pissed me off this time.
Polla.
It's there again.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
So many deaths. And what of my own life?
Good evening. So many deaths. Oh, sweet girl.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you,
Ahí está. La primera, ¿eh? Su proveedora ha
I
desaparecido.
located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news.
People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a leak? Poison without the correct dosage. Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance?
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease, with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Vamos a hacerlo arriba y ya con esto lo dejamos, porque son las 2:20. Llevamos 3 horas y media y la verdad es que bastante guay, ¿eh? Hemos aprendido cosas sobre el combate, sobre que las armas, el bate que tenemos es de momento nos está salvando los papeles en combate, bastante rápido, bastante efectivo. Bastante historia, hemos descubierto el tema de las secundarias, así que bastante bien. Y seguimos robando por aquí en el hospital, así que no pasa nada. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Observa ingredientes y ahora que lleva una unidad de hipoclorito de sodio a tu mesa. Es una unidad de permanente de potasio a tu mesa. Es una unidad de tartaspe de ferroso a tu mesa.
The flower's dying. Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
Lleva la medicación al toreo y dilata al toreo ante el doctor. No, vamos a ver si no creo que funcione, pero bueno. Se podría guardar, se guardaba solo. De todas maneras, me he puesto una habilidad nueva y no me la han marcado aquí, ¿a que no? Espérate, esto es con L2 y R2. No lo estoy haciendo, no lo he hecho en el combate. Bueno, vamos a dejarlo por aquí, así que muchas gracias a Vianita Dream. Y si ha habido algún ya viene, ya vengo también. Así que adiós. Si hay un directo hay alguien, hay nadie, así que adiós.